All right, we're going to do a reaction video for Anthony Cumia and Gavin McInnes. And it's Trump humbles South African president at White House in wild moment. Anthony Cumia and Gavin McInnes. Let's start.
The Trump thing from today was hilarious. I mean,
that was yesterday, so this is a day old.
We had a little discussion on text about it before the show. Trump had the president of South Africa, Cyril, what's his name?
Cyril Prudhomme or something. What's his name? Ramaphosa.
Ramaphosa.
Not gonna be president for very long.
Ramaphosa.
Yes.
ANC guy.
Ramaphosa,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been talking about his big upcoming trip to America. They're going to discuss the economy and trade between the countries, and it's going to be great. And meanwhile, everyone has been fixated on these refugees, South African refugees that have come over to America to get away from the, people have called it genocide. Some people say it doesn't qualify as genocide. I think that's pure semantics.
Yeah.
They are being murdered, and they need refuge from that, and bringing them here.
Yeah, let's bring them all over here. We deport the ones that Biden brought in, all the illegals that Biden brought in, and bring in the South Africans that are, facing genocide. Bring them over here and do it legally.
Seems like a good idea. They seem like a good fit for the United States of America.
They fit right in here.
So when he gets there and they do that sit down with the president and the media's all around him, Trump pulls something that I think it's savage.
The balls.
Check this out, man. Yeah, like these guys said, just savage.
The balls on this guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Trump don't give a F.
Starting with this whiteness. You are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Check out this lady right here, smiling. These guys don't even turn around. Look at it.
Look at the delegates giggling in the foreground.
Yeah. They won't look. Kill the boy. Shoot the farmer. For Trump to pull that out, and it went on a while.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of clips.
It was like a 2-minute video at least.
Yeah. That's a long 2 minutes if you're the South African president sitting there. And then Trump had a stack of papers where each one was an instance of a white family being murdered or a white farmer being murdered. And he just hands it to him. And the media's there. This is unprecedented in the annals of politics, of
the annals of the whole presidency of the United States of America.
American leadership confronting another country's leader.
Could you imagine if Biden would never do that? He would welcome that president with open arms and not say a freaking word about what's going on in South Africa.
Leadership in front of everyone. That transparency, shit like that, I assure you, happened behind closed doors for the entirety of this country. I'm certain of it. But to do it in front of the world like that is just that Trump balls that I loved it.
You don't care. I did too.
Gavin pointed out a few.
Put that president and his cabinet members that showed up in the White House in a very awkward position.
Inconsistencies and things that might not have.
Well, it's a lot of semantics. Like Julius Malema is the head of the Communist Party. He was singing "Shoot the Boer." The president of South Africa is ANC, but Trump wasn't saying you said this. He was saying this happens in your country, and
this is happening in your country.
Yeah. And he didn't just use Julius. He used that other guy who was talking about, you kill one of us, we'll kill 5 of you. We'll kill your babies. That happened in your country. So at least we're proving that there are whites being murdered. And you know, one of the weirdest parts about that video, he shows all those white crosses, which is like hundreds and hundreds of dead farmers. And then Cyril goes, where was that? I've never seen that before. Like, you and I have probably seen those white crosses and that big convoy. How many times have you seen that? You've seen it, right, Sean? Yeah. I must have seen it 100 times.
Any thread about South African genocide against whites, that comes up.
And the defense from the left is, no, they have a crime problem. And yes, that does affect whites, but it affects mostly blacks. And you're like, no, that's also a thing. But whites, as we just heard in the song, are specifically targeted. Isn't that what a genocide is? When you identify a group and then you go out and focus primarily on that group.
Yeah.
We have plenty of examples of it. We have plenty of examples of it. World War II. What was it in the 90s, the early 90s, mid 90s, Serbia and all that. And now what you have going on in Israel and Palestine.
Gone from your country.
They're not killing black farmers.
Specific group gone.
Right.
No, they're not killing black farmers.
Right.
Black farmers might kill black farmers to rob them, hence the crime problem, which I don't doubt happens, but it's not under the genocide. They're not trying to get rid of black farmers and wipe them out and eliminate them. But the white ones, of course, I saw the excuses that are coming up from mainstream media and these liberal usual suspect on Twitter. One guy, he posted, Trump is such an idiot. He thinks those are graves of white farmers.
Nope.
Alongside the road. It's like,
nobody thinks that. We do it here in America. You know, somebody got, you see on the highways, there's roads around your neighborhood. Well, up here where I'm at, somebody died at that particular location. They're not buried there. You just put a cross there to remember them as a memorial, basically, right?
Like, no, they didn't bury them all on the side of a road. Each cross represents a killing, a dead white farmer. So, like, what a weak, everything they have is weak.
It's just not true. Can it be just true?
Genocide.
Why can't an allegation be true?
Yeah.
It's always
Trump said it.
Bullshit.
They're fighting against helping these people. It's what I said earlier. No matter what it is, they have to take the opposite stance, no matter how heinous it is. This guy raped girls, he murdered people, he's a drug dealer. We need him back here in this country because Trump wants him out of the country.
And they're, what do they call that? I can't think of the name now. Basically the opposite. You know, they, what's the word? They're,
justice. And then they have excuses like, well, because we understand rule of law and justice, and we can't just be deporting random people. And we're like, we're not random people. They kids. And they go, well, they're human beings. And I'm like, not really.
Barely, maybe, biologically.
Yeah. I mean, when you do worse than an animal, aren't you below an animal?
Yeah. Humanoid.
They call it subhuman.
They have the features of a human. Like on Star Trek.
Right, yeah.
The planet is inhabited by humanoids. Well, they're not humans, so we can do whatever we want.
On our planet, we treat children and rape them in their... Oh, I don't like that. That's not not part of the Starship Enterprise's
a member of the Federation. They are terrible, terrible people. Yeah. So they always have to take that opposing stance, and they want to sound so passionate about it. And the only cover they have is this aged parchment that is the Constitution. And they think that protects them against the horror of what they're actually doing. And Trump is using, he's well within the Constitution to do what he is doing, clearing out illegals and taking priority on the murderers and rapes that are here illegally, don't have to be here. Another person doesn't have to die at the hands of these people if we get rid of them the way the law says we are allowed to. And they will bend and twist the Constitution, have activist judges make decisions to prevent these people from leaving this country. Fucking awful.
And
anything to fight Trump, anything to disrupt Trump's. Well, again, Trump's deporting the Democrats' voter base, so of course they're going to fight against that. And the South Africans, the white South Africans, they do come to America. Guess who they're going to vote for? Trump. Of course, the Democrats are going to fight that because right now, what is it, 59 South Africans so far? Well, that number may increase.
I really think the roots are these 5 groups vote blue, so they're encased in gold. This one group doesn't and is a threat to the DNC. So I'm going to train these to go after this one group at all costs. So Israel is at war with Palestine, with Hamas. Everyone go against this group because it's kind of like white males. So you have these Columbia students burning their diplomas and screaming. They have no interest in Middle Eastern politics or Sudan and all of the wars going on, Muslim wars all over the world. Couldn't care less. But in this case, there's a white guy involved, so they hate him. White farmers, they can go themselves. And it's. I used to think it was just spite based on daddy issues because they feel bad about themselves because they're such disgusting losers and they feel like their dad is ashamed of them. And I'm sure that's still a factor. But now I just can't stop thinking that it's vote based. And the DNC has weaponized 70% of the country, really, if you add up all women and everything.
I wouldn't say 70%. What are you talking about? Not 70%, Gavin. I think you're a little high there because how many people voted for Trump? Had to be at least over 100 million this time in 2024. How many people do we have in America? Is it 300 million plus? I have no idea. But maybe he is right. I don't know.
Against this group that votes red.
Yeah, I think you're right in that the power base itself, the Democrats and even higher power base, they understand that, and that's the motivation. But the puppets, the people that they influence, they are genuinely hateful of white people. It's not like a vote. When they talk about it, it's not so they get their friend to vote Democrat. They genuinely do think white people are terrible. They're the cause of all the world's ills. And they should be, the faster they're eliminated, the better. And these are
these people need to really stop and think about what they're suggesting, what they're contemplating doing. If you eliminate white people, you're kind of going to eliminate yourself.
White people saying this. So I think, the earlier fact you brought up of the population being stupid really comes into play there.
They are easily weaponized.
I don't think they realize it's a vote thing down the trough.
Well, I think a lot of black people are racist towards whites, and I think it's based on jealousy.
Yes.
I think they hate that they have to wear a wig all the time and go like this because the weave is itchy. And you got to sit there.
Is that what they do? They hit their head where it itches?
I don't know how Tim Pool does it, but if you ever wear like a winter hat indoors, your pores are sweating and it gets itchy.
Oh, yeah.
If you go
it actually hurts after a while.
Yeah, it feels like little prickles.
Well, why don't they let the police itch it with a billy club? They can, why did that become
a no-no? Oh, they do that too.